Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer. Race number 6 on the Breeders Cup Friday card is the Grade 1 Juvenile Turf. $1 million is the purse. You can play this race. It is the kickoff leg of a pick 4 with a DRF Bets account. Deposit $150, bet with $300. Bet the whole Breeders Cup with DRF Bets at drf.com/bet. Let's meet the field for this year's Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. Chad Brown has the number 2 Structor, $850,000 son of Palace Malice, undefeated from 2 starts. Christophe Clement has Decorated Invader, Grade 1 winner of the Summer Stakes up in Canada. And of course, Aidan OBrien, very well represented with group winner number 12, Arizona. This is a wide open race. Timeform US believes that the pace will be fast and that the pace might be set by the number 9, Gear Jockey. This is a horse that was up close to the pace in the Bourbon last time out. But again, projecting a pace in 2-year-old races is often very difficult. Would it really surprise you if the number 10, War Beast, went to the front? He's been on the lead in his last 2 races. I do agree that this pace should be fast. You've got Graceful Kitten in here as well.
Yeah, we'll see how it all plays out. To be honest with you, I don't know how this pace is gonna play out. They have Piece Achieved up close. I mean, he's got speed. I doubt that Miguel Main is going to be on ascend with him, but they want to be up close. We'll see how it all plays out, Dan. I have no idea.
A horse that would benefit a little bit from some pace, according to Timeform US, is the last chiclet on your screen. That's the number 1, Our Country, who was 3rd last time out in the Grade 3 Pilgrim. Manny Franco kept him down inside in the back of the pack. He's going to come running in here. Structor is on the outside. He will win this race. And Decide is the gray down towards the inside. Our Country is going to rally for 3rd on the outside. What did you think of Our Country's performance?
I didn't think it was bad at all. I thought he was pretty game to be 3rd, actually. They just took him back to last at the start just to save some ground with him. It looked like he came around wide to the stretch. He was plugging on to the end. You know, listen, he had a big excuse 2 starts back. I thought he ran fine in that race. I can't say I'm this horse's biggest fan, but he's got some ability for a good trainer. He's got a great post.
We just saw Structor win the Grade 3 Pilgrim in his 2nd lifetime start for Chad Brown. Irad Ortiz rode him that day, and he just basically parked him in a 3-wide tracking trip. He attacked on the turn, and we saw him finish it off. He seems like a rock-solid colt. He ran a fast 82 Beyer speed figure. He should get some pace to run at. Nice inside post position. Just lots of things to like about this horse. The price might not be great. He's 5-1 on the morning line. That seems fair.
Yeah, we'll see how much money he takes. There's a chance he takes a lot of money in here. I guess I couldn't argue with it. He's looked pretty good to me, winning his first 2 starts, and he gives off that feeling like he's just all upside, and he's got a good running style where he doesn't need the lead, but he's not slow early. There's plenty to like about this horse.
The 3 is Piece Achieved, a perfect 3 for 3 with blinkers and a perfect 3 for 3 since being stretched out to a route of ground. Game winner of the Bourbon Stakes last time out, although you could make the argument maybe Piece Achieved wasn't best. He's on the outside right now in the black cap, getting ready to make the front. We see Vitology, who's also in this race. He broke from an impossible post position and had to come from last. He's going to eventually rally into 2nd. Gear Jockey's going to tire down towards the inside in 3rd. But how can you knock Piece Achieved? It seems all he does is win.
Yeah, I can't knock him. Ever since they stretched him out, all he does is win. You're right. He's 3 for 3 going long on the turf. He's got really good tactical speed. I like the way he finishes his races, too. He does not stop at the end. I mean, I like this horse, and I think he's a big contender in here.
I think a very dangerous contender as well is the number 4, Decorated Invader. When he won his maiden at Saratoga, he looked like a stakes horse. He backed up that opinion with his win in the Grade 1 Summer Stakes. He didn't break very well in that race. He's altering course to the outside. Right now, he's 2nd from the left in your screen, and he's just going to run these down comfortably. Vitology, again, who was near the back of the pack, is following him. He got into a little bit of trouble yet again. He's going to end up finishing 3rd, but I like everything that Decorated Invader did in this race. You know, he relaxes early in the opening half mile of his races, and he comes home strongly. He's a big colt that looks like he has some upside as well.
Yeah, I agree with all that stuff. He's looked really good in all 3 of his races, and he got the Grade 1 last time very easily. He always looked loaded around the track in there, and he won very comfortably at the end. Now they put Lasix on. Irad's keeping this mount. I don't know. I'm definitely using this horse.
I'm using him as well. Poor Vitology. You can argue he's had his share of trouble in his 2 starts in North America. His first start, the Summer Stakes, we saw him. He was kind of in behind decorated Invader over that yielding ground. And once he came clear, it was a nice even performance. And then, of course, in the Bourbon, he had post 14. And Javier did everything he could. You just take him back to last, hope for the best. And he was coming with his run. He would really benefit from a fast pace, but he's also one of those one-run closers that needs a trip.
Yeah, he's going to need a lot to go his way. It's funny because in all of his races, even when he broke his maiden first time out, if you go back and watch that race, he was sort of buried in traffic all the way down to deep stretch. He got clear late and he came with a big finish. But that's just his running style, Dan. You're going to take him back and try and make one run.
Conversely, the number 6, Graceful Kitten, well, this one likes to run near the front, and he's won his last 2 races, both of them around 2 turns at Gulfstream Park. Let's go to the Armed Forces Stakes, and Hector Berrios gave this horse a very nice ride, got to the front, just backed down the fractions, 48-3 for the half, and against these kind of horses, Graceful Kitten's not going to get beat as the 9-5 favorite. Something tells me it's not going to be as easy from a pace and class standpoint this time around.
Right. I mean, he's going to get really tested in this race, but I don't see how you can knock what he's done. It's not like he's running slow races. He's earning competitive figures. Even though he's been on the lead in his last 2 and the paces haven't been fast, his debut was a fast pace, and he was not on the lead that day, and he came with a good finish, and he closed it down easily. This horse has some talent.
Number 7, Andesite, has a little bit of talent as well. Debut winner at Indiana Grand for the always dangerous Brad Cox. I thought this horse had some trouble in the With Anticipation, forced out to the 4 path on the first turn, no pace to run at, 3-4 wide throughout, still punching on to the end to finish 3rd behind the Gate to Wire winner, Fighting CB. He was held up a little bit turning into the stretch while down inside in the Pilgrim. He finished gamely, but I got the feeling he was no match for Structor that day, so he's just going to have to step it up.
I kind of agree with you. I don't want to knock this horse. He did have his 2 back. He ran fine last time. It was close at the end, but I'm with you. I didn't think he was ever getting Destructor in that race. We saw that video before when he came through inside. He had plenty of room in there, but he did look a little green to me coming through the inside. Once he got clear, he ran. I'm not going to knock him. He feels like he's going to be a price in this race, but I prefer other horses.
Perhaps the 8 Billy Bats will provide some pace. Despite Peter Miller removing the blinkers, he was on the lead in the Delmar Juvenile Turf 2 starts back. He had a clear lead in the stretch, and Coder just ran him down late. And Coder, of course, turning back to run in the Turf Sprint 1 race earlier. Billy Bats looks like a solid horse. He has some improving to do. He's going to need to improve a lot, though, against this strong field.
Yeah, I thought he'd have to improve a lot, too. Listen, his race 2 back, he just got nailed, but I didn't see his excuse not to win, even though I do think Encoder's a nice horse. Last time he did his best and was kind of no match at the end. He's got to improve.
We saw a Gear Jockey's performance in the Bourbon. It was a good race considering he's still a maiden. He was only beaten a length by Peace Achieved in Vitology. He has a little bit of tactical speed. Rusty Arnold's having a tremendous year. Maybe Tyler Gaffalione can get him to the front. If not to the front, he'll be close early.
He's run pretty well in both of his turf starts, even though he hasn't won yet. Boy, he got a great trip and ride last time, though. I mean, cutting the corner in that race, getting to the lead ahead of the 1-2 finishers and still getting out finished, that's not gonna do well in this race. War
Beast won his maiden by a scant nose 2 starts back, then was second in his initial stakes start. He seems to be moving forward with each and every outing, but he's been beaten by a few of these horses already. Another one with some speed.
Yeah, he has speed, and they're going to have to use it from post 10 if they want to be on the lead in here.
The 11 is Proven Strategies. This horse has stretched out twice in his career, once in a maiden race in his second lifetime start, and he broke very well, and Tyler Gaffalione, who was riding him that day, just made a very concerted effort to rate him, and this horse did not like it at all. He resisted being rated. He was very rank. I thought it was not a bad effort at all for him to be only beaten 2 lengths. Last time out in the summer, he didn't have to like that yielding turf course. He's a giant price for Mark Casse. He's a horse you could use in the supers, perhaps underneath.
That's probably all true. I don't disagree with your take on his race at Saratoga in the second career start. The problem is I just don't like that race overall. I don't think it was a very good field. He ran fine last time, but he'll have to do better than that.
Number 12 is Arizona, 5-2 on the morning line for the internationally renowned trainer-jockey team of Aidan OBrien and Ryan Moore. This horse placed in Group 1 races in his last 2 behind a standout 2-year-old in Europe named Pinatubo. Arizona is a good one in his own right, a Group 2 winner. It's going to be interesting to see how he takes to the mile. He's going to stretch out for the first time. This is a horse that has enough tactical speed, I think, to get a spot without losing too much ground, but you're taking a short price on a horse that's trying basically 2 turns for the first time, heck, any kind of turn for the first time. He's dangerous. I don't want to take a short price on him to win. I'm using him.
I'll probably use him too. I'm with you. I didn't want to take a short price on him, but you know, he sort of pointed himself out as a really good horse early in his career, 2nd and 3rd starts. He looked really good winning those races. You know, listen, Pinatubo is just really good. I'll tell you what, it's not like Pinatubo just rolled this horse over in this race. This horse actually ran in those races. He looks pretty good to me. From post 12 at a short price, I will try to beat him, but I'll use this horse somewhere.
Let's take a look at the 13 Fort Myers' form real quick. This is a horse that is yet to win on turf. He's 2 for 2 on synthetic, but unlike Arizona, I'm very comfortable with him stretching out in distance. He's by Warfront. His dam won the Irish 1,000 Guineas. The dam's a full sister to Glen Eagles, a 5-time Group 1 winner. This is the family of Giants Causeway, and maybe he's underperformed just a little bit on the turf in his career, but I liked what he did last time out on the synth, raiding inside in the pocket, altering course out in the lane, and then wearing them down. The Lasix is on. I think Arizona, they're going to try to get forward with him. I think Fort Myers is going to take back, and he could benefit from a hot pace. I'm looking forward to seeing him stretch out.
Yeah, I think he's interesting at a bigger price in this race, too. I liked his last race quite a bit. His turf races, obviously, what he's done so far are not going to get it done in here, but he's just the kind of horse that you expect to improve over time.
Everything to like about the 14 Hit the Road, except the post position. The price is there. His 2 turf races have been visually impressive. Let's watch him win the Zuma Beach. This horse just kicks them all down on the far outside. Got a little pace to run at this day, but just take a look at this horse. He's just a big, strong, mature 2-year-old, well-bred by More Than Ready. Flavien Prat's going to have to work something out from post 14, probably going to take him back and hope for some pace, but this horse can run a little bit, Mike.
Yeah, his 2 turf races are really good. He demolished that field in the race we just watched there. And listen, they rated him early, but it's not like he got totally outrun in there. He wasn't that far off it. He just crushed those horses. I guess this is a terrible post, obviously. He's going to need some kind of trip. I guess he does have the right rider. If that makes any difference at all, Flavien Prat should be able to work something out for this horse. If he can, I think this horse is a contender at a price.
Let's take a look at our top picks for the Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. Wide open race. I respect Arizona. I don't want to play him at a shortish price. I want to see what Fort Myers is going to do, stretching out in distance with that big pedigree. He's a big price. I went 13, 12, 4, and 2. You're going with the 14 Hit the Road. You're a big fan of this horse and the way he's finished his races, and you're going to use Decorated Invader just like me.
Yeah, Decorated Invader was really the horse that I liked in this division all year. And, you know, listen, I'm definitely using him. I figured he'll take money in this race, though. Hit the Road just feels like a horse who could go out to a big price once the post is factored in. And I like his 2 races then. I'm going to try him, mostly him and Decorated Invader for me.
Mike's going 14, 4, 3, 12, concentrating on the top 2. I'll go 13, 12, 4, and the Chad train runner, the 2, Structure. We are kicking off a pick 4 at Santa Anita on Breeders' Cup Friday with race number 6. Bet it with a DRF Bets account. Deposit $150, bet with $300. Bet the Cup with DRF Bets at drf.com/bet. An approximate post time for the Juvenile Turf, 1:52 Pacific. Good luck.